it's just a couple minutes after, but hello, we're so excited you're here, and welcome to our weekly town hall. I'm Steph McPhee. I am your community and communications guide, as well as the North Florida coordinator. And we are joined today by our fabulous President and CEO, Nancy. Yay, we're so glad she's back with us this week. On her new adventure. And then we've got Emily down in the Palm, I want to say Palm Coast because I live in
Treasure Coast, Palm Beach.
Treasure Coast and Palm Beach area. Joanna over in Tampa Bay, and Diane in Central Florida. And we are so excited. We have you guys with us once again this week. I don't know about you guys. I cannot believe we are about to wrap up another month. I want to say, give everybody, yay, we made it another month. In our new normal of phase 2, where we're kind of, I guess, halfway in and halfway out right now. So, oh my gosh, see, now I just broke the first rule of webinars and forgot to turn the phone off. Anyway, we're so excited to have you guys here. I know hopefully we'll get a few more attendees. Again, for those of you who might be new, this is a one-way discussion where you will see us, but we want to encourage you to use the chat and to use the Q&A to ask us questions. All 5 of us are continually watching. So even though one person's talking, the rest of us are kind of keeping an eye on things. And then we will also be giving you any links and stuff that you hear in the chat today. We'll also share the chat and give you, all the updates. So make sure that you're gonna let us know what you got, and we will be watching and getting ready. So right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you guys an update from around the state. A lot of things happening right now, as we all know. So I think we're in for hopefully some interesting conversation. So we'll spend the first half of the session talking about that. And then we have an exciting announcement and treat at the end. So I'm going to have to withhold my anticipation until that point. And again, these are all being recorded and put up on our YouTube channel. So with that, I am going to turn it over to our fabulous, phenomenal, everything wonderful Nancy Allen to greet us and to give us any updates from her.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm so glad to be back, and I'm almost settled in my new house, but happy. I'm very, very happy. So the updates, especially from the WBEC side of our world, go on to the WBEC website and take a look. They have some new programs coming up, and between now and the end of the year, all WBEs will be invited to participate in 2 more pitch competitions. So there will be a total of $150,000 given out in 3 pitch competitions. The one that just, I think it just wrapped up, and they're doing the formal judging now. And there will be one during the 3rd quarter and one during the 4th quarter. And we're really excited about that because it gives you an opportunity not only to pitch your business, but to kind of learn from others as these pitches are put on Facebook, and some voting is allowed, and you can see. I think the last round, or the most recent round, about 150 WBEs did 90-second pitches. And I know I've viewed quite a few of them and learned some interesting techniques and tips, and I encourage you to do the same. WBEC is also doing some virtual programming that you really want to take advantage of. There's something interesting coming up called Thrive, where you'll have an opportunity again to pitch. But if you go onto the WBEC website, wbeec.org, and look at under the opportunities and resources section, you'll find all of that information. And it's a great way to grow your business at this time.
Yes. I also wanted to mention, I know I got a reminder that we would have been at Summit, I think, right?
At the national conference,
yeah. Yeah, at the national conference. Yeah. So there is a lovely greeting that went out from our president. And so just know that we miss seeing everybody in person, but it was interesting. I even had some pictures pop up from last year all at the same time. So we know it's a difficult and different environment. Missing everybody, but again, to Nancy's point, they are doing some amazing things. And so, you know, we love for you guys, obviously stay up with us, but don't forget about WeBank and making sure you're staying in touch. And again, on all of our pages, as those come out, if you haven't noticed, we're going to share all those links with you there as well and make sure. So if you don't, it comes to you in email, it comes to you this way, one way or another, we're going to get you this information.
Right.
So good, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nancy. And Emily, why don't we jump over to you? We'll stick with South Florida and work our way up.
Okay, very good. Well, hello everyone, and happy Monday to us all. I have some things to share with you. One of them from Martin County. How is the sound? Is the sound okay?
Yes.
Sounds like it's an echo. Okay. So one website, as far as different counties are trying to open up, but they're closing and they're opening and they're closing, so they're kind of throttling between in or out. Martin County has launched a website called martintogether.com. And they're laying out what it takes to enjoy the county, enjoy the tourism, but also do it safely and observing various precautions. So they now have a mandatory mask wearing ordinance in place, but they're promoting tourism with hashtag Martin Together, and they have a downloadable member toolkit where you can learn all the different things you need to do to travel and be healthy while you're traveling and to protect yourselves. And that is a handy toolkit that's probably not only useful for tourism-oriented entities, but maybe anyone else as well. So that's martintogether.com, and after I finish speaking, I'll list all these things. The other one, the second thing I'd like to share is from Indian River County to the north. IndianRiverED.com, it's the Indian River Economic Development entity over there. And they're having Wednesday webinar series at 11 a.m. to 11:30 at Wednesdays. That way they don't conflict with Go for the Greens with Diane at 2. But anyway, so it's in the morning, and it's also saved as a podcast. And what they're doing is sharing ongoing insights and tips with the business community every week. So you can sign up for that. And then the U.S. Commercial Services is offering a virtual Women's Global Trade Empowerment Conference. And that's taking place on July, what's the date? Actually, there are various dates, starting July 28th, and various dates in August, right into September. And they're covering various topics to access global trade tools, mentors, and networks. So that is a forum that you can register for as well. And I think it's like a $50 fee, but it can really help people who want to expand internationally look at opportunities right now. And finally, I'd like to share the government, the SBA PPP Payroll Protection Program is closing tomorrow, June the 30th. And many banks have already stopped accepting or receiving applications. However, there's certain entities which still, I believe, have their portals open, but you have to check and make sure. And one of them is the Black Business Investment Fund, BBIFFlorida.com, and they're accepting applications for the PPP loan program. So that's my wrap up, and I will put the list in the comments shortly.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all of that, and definitely for the reminders about the PPE. And I think I saw something, I'll have to look back through my email real quick. Emily and Nancy, I think I saw something from the South Florida SBA. We're doing some videos coming up, right?
And some of them are sold out, actually.
Are they? Okay, yeah, I know they fill it very quickly, but that's been a fabulous resource. They've been doing some amazing, but I know I saw another one come out, I think Friday, with their list for the week. So make sure, again, that you go over, I think that the SBA offices have really been doing what they can. I know the South Florida group has been doing some amazing, amazing webinars. So definitely go get on their list. So Joanna, why don't we go over to you and see what's happening over in Tampa Bay.
All right. Hi, everybody. So I have a couple of things I wanted to share with you. I'm going to start with COVID tips and what's going on around here with that. So I have seen a lot of people, wearing their masks, and a lot of businesses providing masks for those who don't have them. So be sure that you have hand sanitizer and masks, available for your employees and for your customers who come in. They are going to be meeting today to discuss whether businesses should be responsible for their customers not wearing masks. So that's a hot topic going on here. And also, I did attend a training on, it talked about businesses and how to handle COVID right now. And when you're thinking about the layout of your room, of your business, and all of these things that they're having now, as far as these protector shields that are being built, and they're removing water fountains from businesses. So you want to kind of think about what's going to be most cost effective, but also what's something that's not going to be too permanent, because we're not really sure what's going to happen. So I've seen some locations, they're just kind of covering the water fountain for now, instead of just, paying to remove it. And then are we going to have it back, not have it? So just, think about the plan with your employees and what's going to make everybody feel comfortable, and also, not thinking long term about those decisions. And so those are my COVID tips for the week. And then Working Women of Tampa Bay is an organization that is run by Jessica Ravelli, and she provides events for women business owners, and she's been doing them virtually. And she actually is running a special right now. So if you've missed any of her webinars and you'd like to attend them, she is sending out the Zoom links, and they're 2 buy 2 get 1 free. So if you're interested in looking on her website to see what events, on her calendar, if there's any webinars that you wanted to attend, you can just email her, and I'll include the email address in the webinar chat. And part of the proceeds, so it's $10 for members and $15 if you're not a member, and part of the proceeds do go towards helping other women business owners. So I love that about her and what she does. So that's Working Women of Tampa Bay. And then also what's really this new program, or actually it's a financial assistance opportunity that they're having here. It's called the R3, so it's Rapid Response Recovery, and it's for Hillsborough County businesses. And so I'll add the hotline phone number on there, but basically there's 3 different ways that they're going to be providing assistance to businesses in the area. So I will include that link also in the chat box. And then, and this is like a big topic right now. So Hillsborough County Public Schools, the superintendent spoke yesterday and presented the reopening plan. And I like that he has 3 phases. So depending on how severe the situation is with COVID, we might move into, instead of a traditional setting, where the students would be going to school 40% of the time, and then 60% at home. And then they're also offering the e-learning option for parents who kind of just want to take it, the more conservative route. But I think that's great. And you will be receiving an email if you are a parent in Hillsborough County about what you want to vote for and select. And then because this third final phase would be a shutdown again, and all learning would be back at home again. So that is going on with that. And then July 1st is National Postal Worker Day. So go ahead and thank our postal men and women for everything they do for us. And I know I'm going to have my kids do a little poster and just tape it outside. You can provide them like a snack and water. So that's my tidbit for today.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you for reminding us of that. So you said that's July 1st, a Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because we know, all of the postal workers and everybody they're really front lines throughout a lot of this. And so I love that. And then also thank you, Joanna, for reminding about schools. I think most of the counties are right now doing questionnaires to the parents to start getting an idea of what everybody might select. So I think that's a great reminder, no matter where you live in the county, if you have kids or grandkids, anybody that you might be carrying that might be going to school. I know we're doing the same thing up here. There's something that's going to be emailed out where you select kind of where your thinking is right now. And so they can kind of start planning and prepping for what this thing might look like in August. So awesome. Well, thank you for all of your updates. Great. Okay, Diane, let's hear what's going on in Central Florida. And I know, right, there's a big thing we're gearing up for in Central Florida in another week.
Yes.
2 weeks.
The Disney parks are supposed to start a phased reopening. So July 11th and July 15th, they'll open 2 parks on each day. I had heard rumors last week that that might be delayed. But then this morning, as a season annual pass holder, we want to call them season tickets. It's a sports thing. Anyway, as an annual pass holder, I received something asking if I want to take a preview, and I believe it's like the 5th and the 7th or something, the 7th and the 9th, to come take a preview of one of the parks. So it looks like they really are planning on a phased reopening. You know, here we're experiencing an increase in COVID-19 cases, just like we are all over the state. Everybody's watching this with all the phased reopenings. And, you know, I've been watching the chats and watching the owners and especially people who own things like bars and pubs. You know, they're really hurting right now. But, you know, the object is to stay safe. And so the Orange County Mayor, Jerry Demings, announced last week the launch of this regional campaign that provides one clear, consistent message throughout all of our counties here. And it's called Safer, Stronger Together. Sounds very similar to what's being done in other parts of the state, as far as I can tell, but asking everybody to do their part and make sure that people are safe. And so one of the things that Mayor Demings had done earlier was require face masks. And there's not a penalty if you don't have one on, but it's a requirement. And so now that's actually starting to go into the surrounding counties as well. So anytime you're in a public place, a store, those kinds of things, you need a face mask. If you're just in your house, of course you don't. If you're walking or exercising outside, you don't. And the beaches haven't required face masks, but just to be safe, there is a face mask requirement in order in our area. The other things that have been happening here, the Orlando Economic Partnership is still measuring what is happening with our businesses locally. So the Economic Recovery Task Force has been looking at the economic indicators, and they have noticed a slight increase in the number of job postings and a decrease in the number of new claims for unemployment insurance. I don't know how that will hold up, but that's good. You know, they say the rising tide lifts all boats. So if we see other businesses doing well, it could mean good things for our own businesses. And then there's a Orange County Small Business Grant Program, and that is to give out money to businesses that need it, even those that have already received money from the federal government. And that's been going really well. They've changed the qualifications around a little bit. So there, you know, if you're in this area and you have an interest in that, you know, go ahead and look it up. It's called the Orange Cares, CARES, Small Business Grant Program. That's what's happening here. We are still seeing people working at Universal Studios and just some of the other theme parks, and so just a kind of a phased, slow reopening. I understand that the beaches are all supposed to be closed for the 4th of July, just to be cautious. So I'll be working.
Us entrepreneurs, right?
We work straight through, don't we?
What's a holiday? No, but thank you. Yes, I know that a lot of eyes are still on, South Florida, but also Central Florida now here in our state with the rise. And, again, I think that the biggest thing is, to stay in tune, find out your local links and then watch them, because it seems to be changing very regularly. And I don't know about you guys, I think like the announcement on Friday, I got a text on that. I'm not sure what I had subscribed to get a text on it. That's my only thing. I'm not sure where it came from, but the mandate about the bars and stuff, I got a text. So how there's a lot of things that I think to go out there so that you can get the information as quickly as it's changing. Well, thank you so much, Diane. So one thing, so I'll jump over and talk a little bit about what's going on in North Florida. And, we're the same as everybody else reviewing what's going on. I think the biggest things here are the face masks mandates. They did go in for St. Johns County on for Saturday, and also in Flagler County. And then I know that Jacksonville, they're starting to do some events up there. Things will be face masks required, temperature checks required. So, again, the biggest thing here is, as everyone has said, is just to, whatever your beliefs are, is just to be respectful of the businesses, and then make sure that you're communicating if you have a physical space, or if you are doing anything, that you're communicating how you're going to do that, and if you're going to, how you're going to do the face masks and stuff. One of the things that, a couple of announcements that are coming, as a lot of people know, whatever your political thing, there still is business opportunities with the RNC convention coming. There is a link if you have a business that may be applicable to that. So I will definitely share that. It is, the governor's bringing this for business opportunities for us. So if you are looking to potentially work on that, there is some links posted on all of the chambers, the Jacksonville Chamber. They're looking for businesses. There's also a couple of other events coming up that are fairs that are looking for businesses to come. So I will post that. Again, my biggest thing, and I think what everybody's saying, is just keep an eye. They're still planning some of these vendor affairs where businesses can get out and share their offerings, but that could change. So, get registered for these things. So I will share. Another couple of education resources is Flagler College is offering some marketing courses for entrepreneurs in our area. So I'll make sure to share the link with that, as well as the chambers all are focusing on the digital age and bringing in experts to really share tips. We know we saw a lot of that in our survey of discussions about the digital impact this is having on our businesses and how we're having to learn things we might not have learned. So I know our chambers, and again, I'll share the Flagler link. It's something special for entrepreneurs to participate in, and a great thing we're seeing from our universities here to try to support our all of us in this. And the other thing I want to mention, and this may be going on in some of the other counties, but our counties up here have I took the pledge, and you get a little logo and symbol. There's packages, stickers, things that you can get. And then also it's a virtual sticker that you would put on your business that you took the pledge around COVID and wearing masks and all of the sanitation that is going along with that. And you post your personal sanitation on your page, and then you take the pledge, and then you get this. Like, I know even my daughter's school had posted this. And so a lot of businesses are jumping in that, because the cities then list who has taken the pledge. And this again is kind of what Diane was talking about, that sort of safe place that, obviously there's some mandates, but it's that extra level, almost like that seal, right? That we have taken the pledge to go above and beyond the safety and the cleaning and all of that at our facility, and to really ensure that we're keeping everybody safe. So, check these things out, because right now this really is a community thing, because of how we're doing things here in the state, where it's county by county. We're really rallying around each other. And so I really encourage you guys, we've been saying it all along, to check out your chambers, check out your city, check out your county resources, because the decisions are being made at the county and city level, it is even more critical, because these aren't things coming out of the governor. It's really up to what's going on in our area. And the reason they're doing that is looking at the specific counts in your market. But right now, we're growing. So great time to support those small businesses making masks. If you can remember that. And I think we had talked about this, but I am seeing more and more people interested in getting their brand and their logos on their masks. So, you know, you might as well take advantage. And I've been seeing that we're also doing an initiative here in Flagler County on the Facebook page that your business can send pictures, and they will share your business and a little bit about your business and what pledge you're making. And so these are great ways to get the word out about your business and what you're doing right now during COVID, and how you're protecting everybody and what services you're offering. And I think that's great. I think Nancy, we had talked about with you moving, just even things like people coming into your home. And so with hurricane season, I have roofer friends and all these things that this is normally a big season for them to prep things for hurricanes. So it's important for them to communicate. So if you have a business that getting this word out, even if you are a meet in person kind of business, I think, you know, if you're seeing a little downtick, maybe think about adding that strategy of letting people know what you do when you get to their home. So that they can, because I'm just seeing my friends that are doing that, their businesses are going up because people know what they're doing. So think about that. Well, okay, anything else, Diane? Do you want to, any other updates about greens?
Yes, I'd like to update you about Go for the Greens. So our Go for the Greens webinar series, COVID-19 webinar series ended last week. This is my relaxed, happy face. Anyway, we did two webinars a week for all this time, and you guys have been right along here because we've been doing the same thing. So that ended so that we can prepare for September. So September 23rd through 26th, something in that area, we are doing a Go for the Greens virtual experience. We're not calling it a conference because it will all be virtual. And we are putting together matchmakers. We've got some really cool corporations signed up that want to do business with women-owned companies. So they've already said yes, they'll do it. So we're just getting them in the pipeline. We're getting our matchmaker database all set up. That's been going on all along this spring. And then we are planning some great speakers. So we'll have some speakers and presenters. And then right now we're figuring out how to do something really fun and special in matchmaking. So something with Zoom rooms and a lot of fun. So that will be cool. We want to still do our Happy Feet Happy Hour. And then we are doing golf. Some people who live in Orlando area can still go ahead and golf at the Arnold Palmer Golf Course at Disney World. And then those who don't, we're giving them instructions on how to golf wherever you are, wherever they are, and then send in your scores so that we can still have kind of a virtual tournament. It'll be really fun. And then our mentorship program we'll be doing in October on 2 Saturdays. So stay tuned. All the people are behind the scenes making the programming right now, and we'll be announcing everything real soon.
Yeah, it's so exciting. And I think, you know, again, seeing how we can all shift and pivot, right, Nancy? Pivot our businesses during this time, including the conferences. So yeah, just getting to be on the planning committee, you guys just hold tight. It's going to be some really great content, just like always.
Yes, and we back Florida has a big part in the content. So, you know, so stay tuned for the details. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be awesome. And that's a great segue to something more exciting. I shouldn't say more, but even as exciting that is happening right now. I know we've been talking about this for a few months as the team has been working with Nancy on this big project, but I am so excited. Now I have a first edition, so this is going to be very special one day. This is the first one of the first copies of Nancy's book. So I know we announced this last year, and Diane and a few others, we've all been participating and supporting Nancy in this project, and here it is. The baby has been born and it is here in our hands. And so we are so excited to give Nancy an opportunity as we look to officially launch the book next week. So congratulations, Nancy. She's going to spend some time with you guys today, giving you an introduction into this book. And then just stay tuned. Next month, we have so many exciting new things coming out. I feel like a kid at Christmas right now, which is perfect, Christmas in July, right? As we have all this stuff. So Nancy, congratulations from all of us on the team and everybody here at WBEC Florida. We are so very, very proud of you on this amazing accomplishment and just excited to hear about your phenomenal book. And again, guys, this is the first. This is just the first in the series. So we got more to come. So Nancy, we're ready to hear all about it.
Yeah, well, first off, I just want to say thank you so much, because this has been really a team effort. When you all get a copy of the book, you'll see that Diane Sears is the one who edited the book and wrote the foreword. And this book was really born, I want to say, kind of by mistake. And I say that in all humility to encourage you as business owners to really consider writing a book. I had not considered writing a book. I was writing a series of tips and tools every Tuesday, and we, called the Tuesday Toolbox. I think I had 86 of them at one point. And I was really diligent. Every Tuesday morning, we would send something out, about 250, 350 words, and we would post them all over on Facebook. We posted them on LinkedIn. And one day I got a call from someone who said she'd read one of my Toolbox blogs. And she said, you should turn these into a book, because she had gone back and looked at the archives. And I thought, really, a book? And so I contacted Diane, and anybody who needs help with a book, you should, reach out to Diane. She's great. She's a great author and editor. And I also contacted another editor I sent her all of the posts, and she said, you have enough for 3 books. So when Steph said this is the first, it really is a first in a series of 3 books. And now that this one is launched, we're already working on book number 2. Again, in all humility, if I had considered writing a book, I would still probably be on chapter 1, because the pressure is such when you're considering writing a book that you just want everything to be perfect, and you want it to, you just kind of get stuck there. So use my technique, which was do a blog and then turn the blog into a book. So the book is called The Decision to Scale, 25 Tips for Women-Owned Businesses Looking to Grow. And it is exactly that. It's 25 tips. And it is, the book is divided into 3 sections. There's a personal development section, a business development section, a company development section, and then some final thoughts. And the tips fall into those 3 categories. And it's designed for you to use as a resource, not necessarily to read it from the first page to the last page, but as you're working on developing your business, if you need some ideas on how to become an industry disruptor, there's a tip on how to do that. If you're looking for some ideas on how to revamp your capability statements, there's some tips on that. So it's really 25 tips that I have garnered over more than 25 years working with women-owned businesses, what they have used, the techniques, the resources that they have used to scale their businesses. And you're probably more ready to scale than you think. And the very first part of the book is all about that, right? Kind of helping boost your confidence that if you're in your 3rd to 5th year of business and you're a solopreneur or have 1 or 2 employees, you can very easily scale your business by setting some policies up, by looking at things a bit differently. And I know that over the course of these past Mondays, you've received some really great tips in the mini webinars that we're doing, a lot along the same lines of the tips that are in the book. So I am really thrilled to call myself officially an author. And the book is going to be translated into Portuguese. So I'm excited. I'll be an international author with these 25 tips.
Sorry, I was getting myself off mute.
That's fabulous. We're on a
So,
cloud.
yay, we're so excited. And
That's
I think,
beautiful, Nancy.
yeah, one of the biggest things, as you guys heard, you know, again, a lot of people get overwhelmed, right, Nancy? And you think, just like starting a business or growing a business, we get so overwhelmed. And that's what I love about watching and being a part of Nancy in this process. And like you said, you know, you hear people say, you know, write a book, and I can't write a book. So I think that was one of the biggest things. And Nancy, I would love for you to talk a little bit about, you know, again, you put 3 sections in here, and one is the personal, then there's the business, and then there's the company. Can you explain a little bit why you focused on those 3 sections? Because I think those are going to stay the same in each book, right?
Right. So I strongly believe, we, the team, strongly believes that what you do professionally, you do personally, and vice versa. What you do personally, you do professionally, right? And that it's very hard to separate those of us who are passionate about what we do, and women business owners are always passionate about what we do. It's difficult to separate the personal from the professional. So the section about the inner you is all about nurturing your small business savvy, right? And taking time to be creative, taking time to allow creativity and connections to happen, right? And then the business part has sections like, you know, how to identify new business trends, and all about claiming expert status, perfecting your pitch. So that's the business development and the marketing part. There is also a section under the business development rubric called key relationships. And a lot that happens with small business owners as they're looking to scale is they don't consider creating strategic alliances. So there's a section here on how to create a really good and solid strategic alliance. And what we've been told by the corporations who sponsor WBEC and WBEC Florida is that they like to see strategic alliances. So if that's something that you had not considered in your business development thinking, that's a really great way to scale your business. Now, there are some things you have to put in place before you create a strategic alliance for it to work well, but those are not difficult things to put in place, and certainly will help you in the long run. And then there's a whole section on the power of delegating. And I remember, you know, I met a business owner who wanted to grow her business, and she was a one-person shop. She had a couple of 1099s, and she was poised to scale her business, but was holding back because she felt that no one could do what she did appropriately. So as well as she could. I'm letting go so I can grow. And I had her to repeat this mantra a couple of times a day as she was putting together policies and procedures so that she could bring in someone to handle the day-to-day. And it's all about, again, working on your business, not in your business, right? So the truth of the matter is, yes, maybe somebody can't do exactly what you're doing to the level of perfection that you're doing, but if you let go a bit, you will find that there will be so many other opportunities for your development, your scaling, that it'll be worth letting go so you can grow. And then finally, the company development portion is really about strategic thinking and planning, right? So it's really important as business owners that are looking to scale that we be more visionary, right? What is it about the business 5 years from now? Or what trends are we seeing? Could we see, and can we get in front of? And I think over the past couple of months, a lot of business owners have really taken that tip to heart, right? With everything that's happened with the pandemic, let's look beyond the next.
Uh-oh.
That will help scale your business.
Nancy, you were cutting out a little bit, so we.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying.
It was just on my end.
Yeah, no, I was saying just to look ahead, right? So that's the company development and the getting ready piece, is to looking ahead. And I really encourage all small business owners, women especially, we're really good at nurturing. And if we turn that skill of nurturing into really nurturing our business, nurturing our staff, our key clients, that will serve us really well as we're looking to scale the business.
And you know, that is probably, it's always important, but think about even now, right? The special things that you could offer and add in. Like we were talking about, you know, communicating with your team and with everybody else about your policies, taking these pledges, right? I mean, those are all steps. Nancy, that's actually, I have a kind of a good question, I think, that a lot of people are asking, and you and I've asked this ourselves, but, you know, part of the difficulty in this time is, how do you talk about growth when some people are still trying to figure out how to navigate this space we're in? Because there can be, especially as women, right? We put ourselves in these, oh, you know, because we were really thrilled when we saw the survey that many of you are managing well right now. Like, you're able to keep your businesses going. So we can get a little guilt complex of, wow, how do I grow in the midst of all this? So can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know we've had this conversation ourselves.
Right. So I think that part of, well, one of the things to consider is that as you grow, you're helping more than just yourself, right? Because as you're growing, you're maybe bringing on some new employees. And the multiplier effect is great. So for every person you bring on, where every job you create, there's probably 3 or 4 people depending on that one job, right? Between the family members that are depending on the one job, the grocery stores, etc. So it's that saying about a rising tide lifts all boats, right? So the more you grow, and women are really great at giving back. We don't grow our businesses. We don't take on new challenges just to take on challenges. We do it in a nurturing, with a nurturing mindset. So I think that, you know, if you are blessed enough to be growing at this point, don't feel guilty about it. Embrace it. Grow as much as you can, and bring others along with you, because that's what's really going to help us thrive through this pandemic.
Yeah, no, again, I think it's important to talk about it. And if you guys ever do, one of the things, we've had that as a couple of questions, and even Nancy and I've talked about it ourselves, you know, introducing new ideas and products and things. Obviously, we're here to serve you. So anything that we're doing is coming from that. But again, I think don't let anything stand in your way, because somebody probably needs what you're considering. You see an opportunity to launch right now, or a new product to send, or to Nancy's point. So I just wanted to make sure we talked a little bit about that, because it can feel a little, I think as women, right, we tend to think, oh no, you know, I don't want to look as if I'm being successful during this time or whatever. But then again, that impact you're having to other people seeing you grow is huge, and it may send a message to somebody else, right, that's in the same boat.
Right.
Can I say something? I was really, Nancy, I've been in business 20 years, and I mostly have a solopreneur, you know, business. I do outsource, you know, things, but I learned a lot, and especially in the section about the different types of planning that companies need to do. And so I don't know if you can speak a little bit about those different kinds of planning. You know, there's a difference between having kind of a business plan. There's a difference between having your your mission, your vision, and your action plan. And to me, those were really important for no matter where you are in your business cycle to plan growth.
Yeah, so I think I really believe that the adage that what gets planned gets done, right? What gets written gets done. And there now is a really good time, because for some businesses things are a little bit slower than we had anticipated. Or on the other side, if you're growing rapidly, you need to kind of stop and plan that growth, right? And the best way to plan for growth, the best way to write a policy, is to do it in conjunction with the people who are going to be affected by that policy. So if you're an employee and you have a team of employees, you're an employer and you have a team of employees, bring them on as you're looking at the strategic plan. And nothing says that you have to do a 5-year plan. Nothing says that you have to do a 1-year plan. You can do a 6-month plan. A while back, there was a very popular book called The 12-Week Year, right? Where you just did everything in 12 weeks, a 3-month period, to see how you can grow your business strategically. Excuse me. And that, it takes the onus off of having to be so serious about choosing a path. Because the more flexible we can be, and women business owners are very flexible, the better, right? So stick to a shorter term plan so that you can easily pivot. And what our corporate sponsors are telling us now is the more flexible, the better, right? So as you're writing your policies, think 3 months, think 6 months, and then say, let's revisit the policies.
Yeah, it's changed a lot during the time of COVID, for sure. I mean, it's always been, we've always been able to adapt pretty quickly as small business owners, but COVID has made us all think really fast.
Yeah, yes, and it's also, there's nothing wrong with going back to your customers and saying, this is where we are today, and we're considering doing XYZ. Do you have any advice for us? Is that something that you would like to see us do for you, especially where you've got some really strong and long-term relationships? It's really important to go back and touch bases and say, here's the reality and here's my vision, and how can you help me? People always say to me, I'm afraid to ask for help. And I always say, how does it feel to you when somebody asks your advice? Or how does it feel to you when someone asks you for help? And inevitably the person says, oh, it makes me feel really good, because it means they hold me in high esteem, they value what I have to say. Yeah, I really like giving advice. So I said, well, just turn that around. So the person that you're going to be asking for help is feeling those very same things. So don't be afraid to ask for help. I think people, and women especially, and in this network of WBEC, we've got close to 18,000 women certified in all kinds of industries, all sizes, all levels of development. And they are very happy experiences.
I think I lost a little bit there at the end, but no, one of the things that you said, especially now, you said something in there and I wanted to highlight it, Nancy. Like right now, as you're working with clients and you may have some people that want to pause or not sure how to go forward, I think that's a great thing to include them. Just like you said, like go back to some of your clients and some of your partners and say, let's build a plan together of how we can work through this, especially to maybe continue to work, because it benefits both of you if you can keep working, whether it's yours and theirs, because there's a reason why they wanted to work with you in the first place. So I think I just loved what you said, and I saw that as another takeaway to not only don't be afraid to ask for help, but don't be afraid to just approach somebody because they may not be sure, but maybe together you guys could figure out a plan to keep working to produce whatever service or product that you do and keep both of your businesses moving forward. And again, you don't know what that could benefit, because I'm sure that decision's benefiting a lot of other people and impacting them. So I just, yeah, don't be afraid. Just let's all get around. We don't know. This is all new to all of us, right?
You know, following on that about not being afraid to ask for help or needing help, how would you say, Nancy, regarding strategic alliances? So asking for collaborative assistance is one thing, but then following through on the strategic alliances, what advice do you give when maybe people might see themselves as competitors, they see themselves maybe trying to protect what they have and so on? So how do you venture into that space?
Yeah, so part of it is it's all about developing and nurturing a relationship, right? So if someone is reticent to get into an alliance with you, I say take heed and walk away, right? Because if from the get-go there is some resistance or reticence, then that's probably not going to be a really great alliance, right? The thing to remember about creating a strategic alliance is that it's like a contract, right? And you should take it as seriously as you take a contract. So there should be some formal rules and regulations, some formal document saying that we are entering into a strategic alliance for XYZ, either a product, a service, or a period of time. And I would say include both, the product, the service, and the period of time, right? And then don't forget what the exit strategy is, because the time to talk about what could go wrong is when everything is going right, because then, you know, there's no anger and lack of communication. So if from the get-go, you create a strategic alliance and you say that we're going to come together to bid on XYZ project, and I'm going to take the lead, because the corporates do tell us that they love to work with vendors that have created strategic alliances, but they only want to work with one of the partners of that strategic alliance. So decide up front who is going to be the voice of the strategic alliance that you're creating. Decide who's gonna, you know, how you're gonna share the profits and the costs, as well as what's gonna happen at the end of the alliance. And what's gonna cause us to break apart this alliance. So you do that all up front. And I think creating strategic alliances is a really great way to scale your business. If you're smart about it, you can create an alliance with someone who is in a related or ancillary type of business as yours. And we have some WBEs during the past 3 months who have created some incredible strategic alliances. And they've been very, very successful. They've created those alliances across the country and across industry, and they're promoting and growing. So it is a really great way to scale your business.
Nancy, can you give us an example of a strategic alliance that you know, just to share an example of some that
Yes. So a lot of people who are on the phone probably know Dr. Jacqueline Darna, who is the president of a company called No Mo Nausea. And she has created an incredible strategic alliance to provide personal protective equipment, because she had a manufacturer, and then she was able to connect other WBEs to that same manufacturer. And they've pivoted from, you know, making what she was making, what they were making, into creating something. And she has done very, very well by creating that alliance. And there are many, many other examples of strategic alliances in same communities and across the country, as well as some international alliances that are being created now.
There's, I know about some WBEC members, and they're very prominent. They're all on the WBEC forum, national forum. And that's a kind of, Nancy, you can explain what the forum is, but it's pretty neat how they've all gotten together. And Joan LaGrasse is the one that I know the best. She has a trade show booth company, and she does more than that, but giant trade show booths. And so, of course, no trade shows are happening right now. So she went into manufacturing with another woman-owned business, the protective, I guess you'd call them, booths that people go into in offices. So instead of a cubicle, you have now, like a plastic, almost kind of like a booth to go into. So they started manufacturing that. And then as they started talking to other businesses that are part of the WBEC network, they started adding them in. And now they have this huge kind of full service back to work business that they're all doing that's separate from their own businesses. They've put together this, and I keep hearing about it. There are at least 8 women-owned businesses that are doing this together. It's pretty neat how they've done it. They have, some materials like cleaning materials you use and all these other things. So it's nice how they've all pivoted.
Yeah. And I think if you consider maybe as a business owner where it is you would like.
We lost Nancy again.
So,
No.
following up, no, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Emily.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that just in light of this conversation, I think it's really helpful to understand how to form the alliances more like, so if we were to put it into action, maybe is there some kind of way that people can learn who could be potential people they could form alliances with? Maybe there could be an alliance, as you mentioned, a forum before for WBEC, but some kind of maybe local forum where we could have that conversation for people who would be interested in really kind of a way of how people could be connected for that purpose.
Yeah, that might be a good session.
It would be a great session to have. And I also want to encourage everyone that's listening to reach out to the regional partner, the regional coordinators, right? Because your regional coordinator knows the WBEs in your area. And she will be able to connect you very easily with WBEs. And because we are all one team, we know WBEs in different areas as well. So if you contact Stephanie or you contact Joanna or Emily or Diane and say, I'm interested in creating a strategic alliance, this is what I do, and this is what I hope to be doing, we're really great resources for you. WBEC Link is also a really great resource. Don't forget to check out WBEC Link, because you can do searches via keywords and industry codes. So you have to kind of do a little bit of the legwork as you're looking to develop your business strategically. But there are lots of resources available of what we do is connecting and championing women in business.
That's awesome. I'll just wrap up with that because I think, one of the things I know, we're all out there, right now doing the virtual certifications, and even some of us were certifying help that before. And Diane just, we're putting the links, and I'll make sure we share that. But again, you can schedule a call with any of us. And I always encourage, I'm sure all the rest of the team members do, is once you're certified to do that. And if you've been certified for a while and you haven't met us, I know Emily's making some phone calls and we're all sending emails, but please schedule some time to talk with us right now more than ever, because a lot of you are trying to discover new ways to pivot your businesses. And we may know, like Nancy said, you just never know, because we are looking at the list, we're talking to the members. The other thing is, feel free to go in, if you are a WBE, go into our Facebook group, and there's been a couple of you that have done this and posted. Nancy used to do this thing, and we're going to create it again, where I need, I have. So we'll start some threads on that in our Facebook group until we get our new community established here in the next few weeks. But I think that's another great thing, is don't be afraid to put it out there. That's what we're here to do. And if you, talk to us, any of us, and then also feel free to go out into the community and let them know, like Nancy said, don't forget about that. And I also, one thing I've been mentioning is if you have pivoted your business, you make sure you go put that in your profile. Because other businesses might be searching for what you now have pivoted to do. And we forget, right? We're moving so quickly that we forget where we're listed and where people may be pulling us from. So not just for us, but you definitely want to make sure if you've pivoted your business and are offering some new or different services that you go update that profile, because that's the database for everybody, right, Nancy?
Absolutely, absolutely. And WBEC is collecting a name for a special COVID-19 database. So if you are certified in one industry, in one area, and you've pivoted to something related to COVID-19, you can get put on that list. So contact the office if you need more information about that, but that's a really great way to showcase the fact that you've pivoted at this time.
Awesome. Well, we are right at the end. And again, Nancy, we are just all, if you can't tell, a little excited as a team, and have gained so much knowledge from this first book. And again, just to remind everybody is stay tuned. This was a little preview of what's coming next month. We've got a lot of exciting things rolling out around the book. As a quick reminder, we actually will not be having a call on Monday because of the 4th of July holiday. We know a lot of people might be taking some time off. I know even entrepreneurs try to take a little bit of time for yourselves. And, we'll say, since right now we won't be having real fireworks in the air, disrupt the industry and make your own fireworks, right? So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Nancy, for talking about this wonderful new book. And again, more to come. Stay tuned on to our email, to all of our Facebook, all of our social media. We try to share everything in every platform. Reach out to us. Let us know how we can help you. And again, we just thank you guys so much. We wish you all health, safety, all the support and positive energy we can send you from around the state. We will be doing that on a continual basis. We'll miss you next Monday, but we will be back the week after that. So just stay tuned. But we're not going anywhere. We'll still be here. And so reach out. We wish you guys an awesome, awesome week. And thank you again, team.
Bye. Happy 4th.